parents, how disgusting. What secret are you hiding from your children? My daughter doesn't know. My car. She won't work with that, no. Guarded. Psychiatric. The sanatorium he is in. She's been sitting since she turned 3 months old. I secretly adopted. Bought a child after we with wife during... Clan lost their own. It's not hard to do in my land, considering. Poor parents count. Ready to gladly give up their kids. My spouse arrived. In mind. 4 days after childbirth. Neither she nor my son know about it. Which country based on past? Postum, Kenya, a huge number of BDSM toys. We hide it. In BDRM. By the way, Chance. 50 to 50 what? Our first child was conceived in a fetish club. Changed. Clarify. I am kinky. Exact sub. Ms. Not a swinger? Since we met my husband, we have always been. Sexually monogamous, enjoyed fetish games. With others in bars. On my 18th birthday, my dad entered the room with weed and papers, revealing a hidden compartment in our house where he grew marijuana. He wasn't on the drawings, accessed through secret door. Prior to this, I've been repeatedly punished for smoking weed. It was in Florida in the 90s. They don't know that we are divorced. Our relationship deteriorated long before their birth, so we divorced many years ago. After some time, we didn't find anyone better and reunited, but we never made the decision to remarry. We won $12.5 million in the lottery and no one in our family, including the children, knows about it. Only we, the state, our accountant and lawyer know. We strive for a normal life. We both work and create the impression of a good income. We both enjoy our work, so we don't see the point in radically changing our lives. We don't want to spoil relationships with everyone around and spoil our children. We invested money in their future. But they won't know until they stand on their own. We give a lot to charity. Winning money is true happiness, but even greater is not letting them destroy yourself. Perhaps they are aware, but my second cousins are technically twins with a 2-year age differential. Their parents underwent artificial insemination, resulting in fertilization of 2 egg cells. But they were unprepared for twins, so they froze one of the eggs and gave birth to a second child 2 years later. The main secret of my dad is that he sometimes smokes weed. When he confessed this to me, his eyes were filled with tears because he thought I would see him as a dirty drug addict. Come on, buddy, relax. Let me take care of something for you. That's cool. We are very poor, but the children are still young and don't notice it. Can't afford housing and food. Surprised we didn't have freaks, given acid consumption before. My secret is I don't like watching Mickey Mouse. My 2-year-old child would be upset by this because he thinks it's our show. When my child switched to SpongeBob, it was a huge relief for me. Before, every New Year, I would set the time back 3 hours. At 9 p.m., we celebrated the New Year and then had fun for another hour. My child thought he was having a great time breaking all the rules at home. Truth, you can't do it anymore. Now he has a phone, and he has become smarter, LOL. My mother hid from me that I was named after her mother, my grandmother, whom my uncle killed when my mother was 18. I always suspected that my grandmother died tragically because my mother always avoided talking about it. But I didn't think it would be that much. I hide a lot of things. I worked as a stripper for 10 years. I grew up in a troubled family. I was so addicted and detached in the clubs of New York and Montreal that once I was kidnapped and taken to another country, a lot of everything, and now for everyone, I am a simple, boring mother accountant. No one knows what I went through. Our children do not suspect so much to go crazy. My parents told me that my sister was adopted, but they did not tell her she is 34. Tell me what to do, give everyone a DNA test for Christmas and watching how this world burns. I am currently working on explaining that the chicken we consume is actually the same chicken that resides on the farm. My father waited until I grew up to tell me how my mother drugged me with sleeping pills when I was little so that she could leave me alone and go peacefully to her lover while my dad was working in another country. This opened my eyes to numerous things. I hope my parents are not involved in this discussion thread. I have a Grand Theft Auto disc that I concealed on the bookshelf. The perfect secret place. I'm shocked. My dad used to hide his gun in the vegetable drawer. There is a point in this. Children clearly won't reach for vegetables. My co-worker's friend has an 8-year-old daughter whom he conceals her terminal illness and impending death in the near future. I understand my daughter was born with a rare heart defect. As she grows, she'll grasp this and we'll have to tell her that, at best, her life expectancy is 40. Of course, this conversation will take place many years from now, but it worries me already because she will have to bear such a burden. In the best case, he will live up to 40.
I have one problem that was treated 40 years ago with very crude surgical methods that took the lives of 50% of patients. But nowadays, people hardly die from it. So don't hang your head, 40 years is an eternity for medicine. There is a chance that by the time your daughter's heart starts to weaken, it will be possible to cure it. Having read all of the above, I am glad that my most terrible secret is that I eat my children's candies while they are at school.